And that's the thing, right? Is when it comes to, failing at something, like you said, you're going to learn something from it. You're going to get some sort of knowledge from what you failed at. And that's going to only make you better. And that's something that I think a lot of people got to know is that when you fail in something, you'll get better every time.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sound14 podcast. I'm here with Supreme.
Yo, what's good? What's good?
What up? Yeah. Man, dude, we've been talking for an hour plus.
Yeah.
Just without things rolling. I was like, we gotta get this on camera.
Get it on camera, man.
We gotta get But yeah, you were just before we started recording, you were telling me about your trip to Florence.
Yeah, dude.
What happened there?
Okay, so it was cool there. It was really fun, but it was also like really hot. Like the thing is with the house that we're staying at, there was like no AC. There was an AC, only one, but it was in the party room, and it was kind of only used for like when you have big events like parties and stuff like that. And it was a really good AC, but everywhere else in the house, no AC. It was just only a fan in one bedroom, another fan in another bedroom, and it was just kind of like that for every room in the house. And sometimes the fan in my room, it wouldn't even work. I would turn it on. It just kind of goes super slow and it just wouldn't do anything. I turn it off, come back 30 minutes later, it then works.
Damn.
I'm just like, what? I'm just like sitting in the hot sun. I'm just like, okay, I'm hoping it's going to work in a bit. But if not, then I'm just going to basically just get a heat stroke or something.
I know, dude. No AC, no fan, dude. That's crazy.
No, I'm God, man.
Yeah, dude. I was there in 2017. And it was probably one of the hottest heat I've ever experienced in my life.
I'm telling you, bro, it's more hot than in LA, bro. LA people say, nah, it's super hot here. It's like hella.
There's something about humidity, I think, that especially in that Mediterranean region.
Yeah.
That ocean breeze, that moisture combined with the actual heat.
Yeah.
Bro, it gets you so much.
You should see the waters at like Italy, like the beaches and stuff. Water is super warm. It's almost as warm as like the Bahamas water, basically.
Wow.
It's really crazy.
Damn. Yeah, dude. It's a weird thing that place is. It's beautiful, but there's certain times that the heat's just crazy.
I know, man. But it was cool though. I got to see my family members and stuff like that. So that's like the cool thing about it.
Yeah, so you're part Italian, I would assume.
So my mom's Italian, and my dad, he's actually like Middle Eastern. Okay. And he's from Kuwait. He basically came from there. My mom, she came from Florence. Yeah. And it's kind of like a mixed thing. It's weird, but in a cool way, because you got one parent that's, Italian, you got another parent that's from, Kuwait, all that stuff. So you got a Christian, Muslim, and all that stuff. It's cool.
It's cool.
Definitely.
Let me ask you a question. Which food is better?
That's a tough one. I'd have to say Italian food. My mom, since she cooks all the time, I love her for that. And it's like, she makes the best food, bro. Yeah. Her pasta can't compete with anyone. Her pizza can't compete with anyone, bro.
I know, especially from like actually being from Florence, having family in Florence, dude.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, the fuck is a Domino's? We got homemade pizza.
I know, homemade pizza, bro. And it's better than anything else. Like,
exactly.
It's crazy. There's something, there's a difference between restaurant and homemade, like, for, especially if, like, my mom and my parents are Indian. And so any Indian food, you take us to any Indian restaurant, it's not as good as my mom's cooking.
It has to be the homemade food. Yeah. And that's the thing, because a lot of people, I feel like, eat only like fast food or food outside, and they get so used to it that they don't really like the homemade food that much. And it's like, McDonald's is better. Yeah, it's like, nah, bro. It's like, if you grew up on like homemade food,
healthy, there's certain ingredients used that the flavors there. Yeah, it's different.
And you got places like McDonald's, In-N-Out, Burger King. It's just all like processed fast and stuff like that.
And this country, like, for the most part, is one of the only, I'm not gonna say only countries, but one of the biggest countries that does it that way. And it's so accepted to have this much processed food that we're giving out to people.
That's the thing, bro. And that's why there's like a lot of people in United States specifically that's like really obese and fat.
I know. Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, when you look at the numbers and it's just you look at other countries' numbers, like damn, bro, like we doing something wrong.
We definitely doing something wrong. Like
we turning a whole generation fat.
Yeah, and just for money.
Exactly, bro. You're just gonna have all those fat people on like the electric like scooters that are meant for people who can't walk. And it's like those fat
like
people they can't walk.
Shit. Yeah, people.
It's like, bro, those fat people can't walk anymore because they just eating Chef Boyardee and like pizza pockets all day.
Yeah, remember in Wall-E that there was just like a ship full of fat people because they were just sitting on the chairs.
Walk, bro.
They were just sitting on the chairs the whole time. Like for 10 years, they just sat on chairs.
One thing about that movie is that those fat people, when I look back and I realize how disgusting it is, it's like they're basically eating or drinking food in a cup.
Yeah.
The shit's so nasty, bro. And it's
hopefully it doesn't get to that point. But there's probably something out there like that. There's gonna be
a company, bro. There's gonna be a company who's gonna make it, introducing our new food in a cup. As you can see, we got pizza, we got donuts, we got pasta in a cup.
In a cup, yeah.
And it's like, nah, it's gonna get to that point.
It's sustainable, biodegradable packaging.
Bullshit, bro. It's all gonna be bullshit.
I know. Just grow some real food, bro.
Exactly,
shit that grows in the ground.
Gotta do it like the old days. You gotta grow some food, some tomatoes, carrots, stuff like that. You eat it the healthy way. My parents, like my mom, I remember
talking to the yeah.
My mom, she would like, what's it called? I remember before we moved in another house that we were at, it was a bigger house. She would always go outside and she was always like, you know, grow foods like tomatoes, lettuce and stuff like that. And we would actually use that and make, the food with it. But like nowadays, it's kind of like people don't do that. It's just kind of like, I'll just go to the store and buy some processed tomato. Because I have this feeling that a lot of the foods, even like if it's just like, like foods like tomatoes or lettuce and everything, there's got to be some in it that like got manufactured and put out into those shelves. I don't feel like it's just the raw food by itself. Yeah. It's got to be some in it.
There's something, yeah.
I could be wrong though.
I know. Yeah, but there has to be some type of change because people, I think if you do it like this for too long, then it's irreversible. Like
that's the thing, bro.
It's going to be too easy or it's going to be harder for companies to change after a certain point.
Yeah, and that's like the problem with it, because then you have all these companies just making like all these processed foods, fats, and all this stuff, and it's just giving it to people, and then it's just like I said, it's gonna make a whole generation full of fat people. Yeah, and it's
our choice. Like it's our duty to understand that what this is. Like we shouldn't be blindly following just because companies are making it and just because it's easy and it's convenient.
It's convenient, easy, and it's like, and the thing that pisses me off is that there's fat people trying to defend this, like on TikTok and shit. You got these people like fat phobia. Like, what do you mean? Go just run on a treadmill for 30 minutes. Like, damn. Like, you just gotta lose some weight. Don't call it fat phobic because no one wants to be fat. Like, everyone wants to try to like, find some way to stay healthy, whether it be going to the gym, having proper diet, trying to, drink healthy. Like I stopped drinking soda for like a bit now because I realized how much like sugar and stuff is in it. Yeah. And it's just like, I don't want to be that my normal habit where I go to the store, buy me a Coca-Cola, drink it, and then be like, okay, I'm going to go to the store and get me another Coca-Cola because I'm finished and this is good. And it's like, nah, I want to only drink water, sparkling water, and sometimes even green tea.
Yeah, you have to keep a toll on what you're putting in your body, because I think what's the famous quote? You are what you eat.
Yeah, and basically.
I believe that wholeheartedly, because you feel different when you eat healthy food. You think better. You're more clear. And anytime I eat like Chick-fil-A or something, I'm like always groggy for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like there's this fried food that there's a line to get. There's a line and I'm not saying Chick-fil-A is bad, but like I'll eat it like maybe once a month or whatever. But like I don't eat it every day or I don't eat it every week. Like it's something that I might have every once in a while.
No, yeah, dude. And the thing is like, I love Chick-fil-A. I think it's really good.
Chick-fil-A is fucking amazing, bro.
Yeah, amazing. And it's kind of like, I want to try to start eating like kind of fast food like way less. If I do, it would probably be like maybe like once, twice, maybe even 3 times a month. I want to kind of slow down on it
Mm-hmm.
because recently, bro, because I've been like hanging out with one of my homies. We've been going to like fast food places eating. I'm like, oh my God, bro, I gotta stop eating so much shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But it's kind of like, I'm gonna try to like kind of slow down on that
Mm-hmm.
and make it to where it's like I'm gonna mainly be eating food at home because I know how to make kind of like the basic foods, you know, pasta or eggs or sandwich and stuff. I make myself like a mean ass like bagel with like turkey bacon, avocados and eggs, bro.
Yeah.
This shit is gas. Like
Yes.
if you haven't tried one, bro, you gotta try it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely try it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, there has to be a different incentive or a bigger incentive to make healthier food. And I know it's starting up a little bit. Like there's HelloFresh and like all these delivery
Yeah.
things, but there has to be a little more change in that regard.
Yeah,
Because you could just tell like the shit that they put in food, like even looking at a McDonald's burger, like you just know that's like manufactured. That's not
Yeah.
like cooked. It's not cooked. It's manufactured.
it's not cooked in a home kitchen. They put that in a factory and put pink goop in it,
Yeah.
bro. It's horrible. Nah, but yeah, no, I know what you mean. Cause like I want to try to also, cause what I want to try to learn, I want to try to learn how to like make like, you know, burgers on like the grill and stuff like that. I
Mhm.
want to learn how to make like steaks on the grill because I love burgers. I love steaks. I always get it
Yeah.
like medium rare. And it's like every time I eat it, I want to eat it from like home. But like sometimes with burgers, bro, kind of a lot of time I'm always like, I don't know. Because the fast food stuff from here in America it's grown on me so much to where it's like I always be like, yeah, like, you know, I want to get like a homemade burger, but I mean that McDonald's looking pretty
That
good
McDonald's,
though.
yeah.
And it's always like in that conflicting thing where it's like I don't know if I want to eat homemade food or fast food, but I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah. And speaking of the learning thing, I wish cooking was taught in school.
That's what dude. What's crazy? I actually had a class at school. It was in middle school. It was home ec. It would
Home ec,
basically
yeah.
teach you like the basic needs of life. It would basically teach you like, you know, how to invest, how to save up your money,
Mhm.
you know, do taxes and stuff like that. They even teach you how to sew, how to like cook food.
Yeah.
There would be like this day. It'd be like every week it would switch between a different course. It would be
Mhm.
like food, and then it would be like, you know, how to sew. Then it would be what's it called? Learning how to do taxes and stuff like that. I think there was also, I'm not sure, but I think there was another thing there. I forgot what it was about, but
Yeah.
it was all useful stuff. And like the one with the food, it was really good because it was kind of like you make your own like salad and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You add your own stuff to it and you have everyone try it. They put some on their plate and stuff like that. And I honestly I think that if schools do this more, it can teach people how to do things on their own because now people expect
Definitely.
other people to do things for them or, you know,
Yeah,
no,
they
I
just
don't have to do
expect to go to a restaurant or whatever and not have the skills to do it. And like, I know we have YouTube and stuff, but I think me personally, I don't know how to like cook well or anything like
Exactly.
so. I wish that there was something taught at a young age so that it's not as hard to learn it. You know, like
Yeah.
you already had the fundamentals down at a young age, so you could just learn more if you want to later.
Yeah, because I, you know, like I said, I want to try to learn more on the fundamentals and like how to make food and stuff like that. Because
Mhm.
like I said, I only know how to make the basics. So
Yeah.
if I were in a situation where I'm just by myself for like a month or whatever, I know
know.
what to make. I know what to make. I'll just go to the store, give me some eggs, some pasta. That's all I'll be eating.
Yeah,
I know like a lot of college students, they just be surviving on Maruchan. So it's kind of
yeah.
so it's like,
Well, that's also terrible for you, you know.
oh yeah, dude, it's horrible. I remember one time I wanted to try it because I was like, I wonder what this tastes like. I tried it. I thought it was good at first, and now I look back at it. I tried it again. I was like, dude, this is so bad. Why did I like this? And it's like, oh, I know why. Because it's fast, easy. You pour some water in it, cook it up for like 5 minutes or so. Boom, you got yourself a lunch.
Yeah, you got it. And they're all convenient things I think are easy. And we talked about it before the podcast that all things that are good for you and that make you a better person is hard. Like all the successful people, whatever they do, it's hard to do those things. And
Yeah.
what most people want in their life, it's hard to do those things. So it's something that I think we got to take upon ourselves to realize that, you know, this is the way I've been eating, and maybe it's not been beneficial to me, and maybe I'm not getting the right exercise. I've been lacking in this area, and make a sort of assessment on your life and realize, okay, we got to make some changes.
Yeah. Like for me, like with, like when I, before I went to Italy, I was going to the gym with one of my homies, right? And I would go there like almost every single day. But then after I left Italy, I kind of started lacking on that because I came back, and after being in Italy for so long,
the lifestyle's different.
It's different, bro. Because the thing is, what's strange in Italy is that you never see fat people there.
Yeah.
It's always just skinny people, because people in Italy actually know how to eat correct food. They're not eating processed food. They're actually eating food that's actually grown in a field or whatever, you know?
And it's not that they don't eat a lot. Like Italian people eat a lot of food, but it's just the quality of it. And also they're not rushing. Yeah. They're not like, okay, I have 5 minutes to eat lunch, and they fucking quickly eat lunch. No, they have a meal, bro. Like it's calm.
Like they be having like pasta that's like if you weigh, it's like 240 grams. And it's like, damn, bro, like you eating hella, but then you don't see them gain any weight. And it's just because like they know how to eat correctly. And I think that's like something that a lot of people should know. I know like that there's health classes and stuff at school where it's like, you got to learn how to eat healthy. You know, if you eat like this, you'll become like this. I had a teacher for my health class. She was always drinking a diet Pepsi, Diet Dr. Pepper, Diet Coke. And I'm just like, bro, like how am I supposed to learn to be healthy if you're not healthy? Like, what do you mean? No, and then like what was also funny, I forgot to tell you, but when I was in I think 9th grade or 10th grade, they actually got rid of that like home ec class I told you about.
Oh, really?
Because apparently they said there's not really a use for it. Like, the fuck you mean?
Yeah.
There is a use for it. Like, you need that to learn how to do basic things in life. Like, you know, pay taxes, you know, save up money, all that stuff. And it's like getting rid of it isn't going to help anyone with anything. In fact, it's going to make it harder for people to learn how to do things. Like for me, I have both my parents who, you know, I'm glad they both teach me how to, like, you know, finance my money. Like my dad, he helps me finance my money. He helps me pay for taxes. He tells me how to do it and all that. That's more info I learned than like fucking 12 years in school.
12 years of school, yeah.
Like, damn, bro.
Definitely.
It's crazy.
I learned more on YouTube than any other place
bro.
Ever.
And that was funny because before I started doing better with my music, I remember my parents were offering me to go to like this music academy type place where it's like kind of like a university for people who want to do music as their job.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't know about this. And then I see how much it costs. It's like $30,000. I'm like, holy shit.
Damn.
I know. And I was like, okay, yeah, there's no way I'm going to do this. And if anything, there's probably information from these classes I can just watch online. All I got to do is just pull up like an internet money video and watch some like producer who worked with Juice WRLD or something just show me how to make beats. I'm like, that's all I need to know.
I know, dude. There's so much you could learn, and this internet thing and YouTube and the resources we have, knowledge is basically free now.
Exactly. And that's why you got all these like people online who just doing everything at home. Like, I've never seen so many people make music at home than I did before. And it was kind of crazy to me seeing that, because these people who making music, they like 15, 16, 14, 13, and they just making like hits on their phone. And that's crazy to me, because now you don't even like, there's people who don't even need to use a computer anymore. They're just using BandLab on their phone and making like a rap song blows up like that. Was it that Clappers kid? He was like that one kid who made that one song on TikTok. I forgot what it was called.
I think I heard of his name.
He's got like a little fat, like glasses and stuff like that. Yeah, he made that one song on BandLab, and I remember I actually saw it before it blew up on TikTok, and then it just like a day later it just blows up, and I'm like, what? And he's like, he was asking people, he's like, do you guys want me to drop this? Everyone in that chat was saying, drop it, drop it, drop it. Yeah. And now like I look back at it, and I've had people basically say like to me like, bro, I never fucked with that kid ever. And I look back and I'm just like, Yeah, I don't think he's that good. Because the thing is, it's like there's a certain level of quality when it comes to like making music, and it's just if you're just doing it on your phone all the time, you're not gonna get that good quality. Not to mention that, but I'm gonna be real with music, right? Because you know how there's people like Summers, Autumn, Can Yeet. I do not like their music really at all. I think it's so like overrated. It's just kind of like auto-tune music, basically, where it's like the same type of auto-tune over a beat with, you know, these like sounds that are from the same like plugin or whatever. And it's just, I've heard it so many times before that it's just,
you're like over it.
It's over. I'm over it. My homie still fucks with it somehow. I don't know why he fucks with it, but it's just ass to me, bro. Yeah. And I try to enjoy it, but it's just like, nah, I can't because it's just, at the end of the day, it's just TikTok music. TikTok music is basically kind of like those like ear candy music. You listen to it, oh my God, this sounds really good. And then you come back to it 3 months later. Yo, bro, this shit sounds like ass. Yeah. And that was the same thing with that Clappers kid at first.
But to each their own, really. Like, if some people like it, then it's fine. Like, there's definitely types of music that I like and dislike.
Yeah.
But if some people like what I dislike, then fuck it. Like, if you enjoy it, why not? You know?
Like the kid I told you about before, the Clappers kid. I liked his music at first. I thought it was pretty good, but then like a month after hearing it everywhere, I'm like, holy bro, this is so annoying.
Dude, there's some songs that back in like 2014, I don't even know exactly, but remember Uptown Funk?
Yeah.
Uptown Funk with Bruno Mars and Mark, what's this guy's name? Mark something. I forget. But
I don't remember.
Yeah, with Bruno Mars song. And I remember that when that came out and it got played on the radio for a year straight.
My goodness.
A year. And I was in middle school and I would get dropped off by my friend's mom every single day, right? And she'd have the radio on and that song would be on at that time every single day.
I always hated radio music. I found that shit to be like kind of like overrated because it's just music that you've heard multiple times already, but they keep playing it on loop because
and they wait for music to get popular. Like they only play the most popular shit. So you probably heard it like you said, you probably heard it before and then now they're playing it on the radio and they play it constantly.
Yeah, like
I would much rather have a radio station that played like the most random shit, like all genres, but just like random shit that nobody knows of.
Exactly.
And then maybe, you know, most of the songs might not be that good, but every now and then you're listening to it and now you got a banger that just comes out of nowhere. And you gotta Shazam it. And you know,
that would be cool if like radio stations did that where they had like music from like smaller artists on there. But unfortunately it's the music industry is in a dominated space with the record labels and how they want to promote artists. And that's why when you heard that song from Bruno Mars, it's because this record label saw how popular this song is and kept pumping more and more money into the song to have it played on radio stations, probably be number one on like Billboard Top 100 or whatever.
Yeah, all that.
And they just keep pumping more and more and more money into it until eventually it's just kind of like, it gets like so repetitive and annoying where it's like I don't want to hear this anymore. I want to look for someone else. I wish that like radio stations kind of had like this system where they basically, you know, played a song by request. Like I don't know if radio stations have ever done this, but I feel like that would be cool if like a radio station had like songs that would be played by request. Like if you sent it to the radio station, if they fucked with it, then they would play it on the radio for other viewers to hear.
I think one of the LA stations did it. Do it, but the people they ask for requests are the listeners, and the listeners are like, "Yo, play Travis Scott." This, you know, like so they're
play Travis.
yeah.
Sicko mode.
Yeah. So they're in the mainstream as well because that's all they. I mean, radio listeners they listen to the mainstream songs. They're like, okay, I heard this one yesterday. Play this, and then.
I've lost my taste for like mainstream music a while ago. I've only been like really messing with underground music hella because there's so many unknown artists that are very talented. It's just no one sees them yet until they finally blow up.
Yeah.
And what's funny to me is that when that artist does blow up, those same fans who were supporting them when they're underground, they kind of stop supporting them because like, oh
Now
man,
they're bigger,
it's like you used to be so cool before you blew up, or like your music used to be so much better, this and that.
All
like,
that, yeah.
bro, it's the same type of music. It's just he got bigger now. Like, bro, I was like, yo, TikTok ruined this guy. And in some cases, it could make sense, but then I see a lot of cases where this guy has a huge song because of TikTok, and then people are just saying it got ruined, even though it didn't get ruined. It just made him bigger.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, one of the examples I could probably give out, personally, in my opinion, I think this song, you know that song with Kid Laroi and Justin Bieber?
Yeah. Stay, I think.
Yeah. I thought that song was so corny at first. I thought it sucked ass, but then I kind of listened back to it and it kind of blew up more. And I kind of like this song, but it's not something I would listen to all the time. It probably isn't ruined for me because I've heard it before, and if I hear it on like a radio or whatever, I'm not gonna just turn it off and be like, nah, bro, this just ruined. I would probably just listen to it and that would be it. But there's other cases, you know, with songs that actually did get ruined, and you know, it's the correct response for people to be like, yo, this song sucks, it's ruined, I don't want to listen to it anymore. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of a weird situation with that.
Yeah, for me, I really wasn't on underground music until I had After Death on. After Death is fucking one of the coolest guys ever.
Shout out After Death.
Shout out After Death. I don't think we mentioned like what you do. You're a producer. Yeah. And you also make beats for After Death as well. So
I make beats for, you know, After
everybody.
Death. Yeah. Lil Puka, Lil Bubblegum, Lil Toe, all those people, bro.
Yeah. And so I had After Death on, and I started listening to his music, and then his music led me on to other people's music. And I was like, I'm on this space now that I really wasn't in before. Yeah. And then I got in touch with the guys at Box Fest, and I started listening to those artists on there. And now I'm like more into the underground, but I still listen to mainstream. It's not that I don't listen to any mainstream artists, but I keep a balance now. I didn't even know these people made music, but now you start figuring it out. Yeah,
it's such a cool, like, I feel like underground is such a cool, like community of like artists and producers just trying to make it into like, you know, the big leagues basically.
And it's a different sound too. That's what I realized is I'm glad they're not just copying the mainstream. Like you're not making beats just like Take Keith or Hit Boy or any of those guys. Like you're not just trying to copy people that are already successful in their field. You're coming up with your own creative ideas and trying to make that work instead of doing something that's already been done.
Yeah, and I think that's the beauty of like underground music is that there's always like a certain type of subgenre within underground that, you know, people can discover. Like, you know, like the auto-tune music, even though I hate it, it's a certain type of music that probably people still fuck with. Yeah. And then there's, you know, like aesthetic rap where it's kind of more like, you know, sample based type music. You got like jazz samples with trap drums over it, and then you have like people rapping over it with multiple vocal layers and stuff like that. It's also another cool one. Then you got funk music, you know, you got hyperpop, you got, you know, sigilcore, all that stuff. And it's just like so many subgenres within underground that's what makes it like so special. And it's like when you listen to it, you don't get the sense of, yeah, this shit's like, you know, kind of boring. This shit's like kind of whack. You listen to it and then you're like, this is something I've never heard before. Yeah. I want to listen to more of it. Like back when I was like, I would say 8th grade, 9th grade. Nah, this is like 8th grade. I found out about like X, Ski, Smoke, Perb, Lil Pump, all the guys from South Florida. And I would always listen to their music, even Lil Pump. And I know people probably gonna bash me for this, but I used to listen to all their music because I thought it was so fucking hard at the time. Like the hard 808s, drums, all that. And it was nothing like I've heard on the radio before. It was just aggressive music with either screaming lyrics or like, you know, just them having like an aggressive tone to their song. And that's what I liked about it, like hella.
It was different.
It was different. Yeah. And then for sure, like when I listened to it, it gave me in some way an inspiration to want to make that like type of music. Because at first in my YouTube channel, all of my older beats are all like X beats, Ski Mask beats, Smoke Perp beats, Ronnie J type beats. It was all those, right? And then I kind of changed the style. I kind of changed my style to a different style of music. And my homie introduced me to Snot, and I thought his music sounded hard. And then someone else introduced me to this other artist named Heroin Father, and I listened to his music. I thought his shit was hard, and it was so different to me. It was just like samples, like really like old samples that you wouldn't even think that would sound good on like a trap beat. And I would listen to it, I'm like, whoa, this is something I've never heard before. And I kept listening to it, and this is like back in 2019, and I started making beats within that style, and that's kind of like how it formed it.
You produced Down Bad with After Death, right? Yeah, dude. I have that song on my playlist. I fucking listen to it every single day pretty much. Like it's just on repeat.
Hell yeah, bro.
Dude. And that beat, I mean, you mentioned like the old school kind of like samples. I mean, in the beginning of that song, you use like a sample. I don't even know what song it's from, but
it's from some like, I think it was from like a movie or some shit where it's like, it was kind of like all of them singing like some blues type song. It's like kind of like that feeling that you get if you were listening to blue jazz or like blues jazz or whatever, but it's kind of just like, you know, them just singing. And I thought that shit sound hard. And when I made that beat, I had inspiration from this song from Snot called Roadrunner, and he kind of used a different type of sample where it was kind of like this like what's it called? It was kind of like that same type of style of a sample where it was like, you know, these people singing. It was like some sort of, I don't know if this is the right term, but jail blues music, something like that, where it's just like them like singing in like the yard or whatever, and they kind of just took that and turned it into a trap beat. And I thought that was like really hard. So I tried to make my own version of it, and then after that he DM'd me, he's like, bro, I just made something crazy with it. I was like, let me hear it.
Dude, that song is one of my favorite songs right now, dude. It's so crazy.
No, dude, it's hard.
Yeah, dude. And after that, like I think one of the he told me, or I think he stopped making music for a while right now.
Yeah.
But he's gonna release like some of the stuff he already had recorded.
Yeah, like unreleased music.
Yeah, unreleased shit.
It sucks because I thought like at first he was saying like, oh, I'm quitting and stuff. I was like, no, bro, like don't quit. Like if you quit, you're gonna regret it.
I know, dude. I thought for sure like he was like, so like this was his year, bro. Like I listened to that song and then a few of his other songs. I was like, dude, this is like the best music I've listened to so far. And
luckily, you know, he's just taking a break right now.
Yeah, taking a break.
So that's good.
Which is good. Yeah, get your mind right. Because I think that, sometimes we as creators and artists, we over analyze everything, and we don't have our mind right to get the action right. Sometimes we're too in our head, and we want certain results. We're not getting those results, and then we get discouraged, and then that leads to a bad action. And then you're like, see, this is what happened. Yeah, I'm not supposed to do this. And then you feel depressed and down bad, you know?
No, yeah, I feel that though, because I've always had those moments where I would always be like, damn, like these songs I'm producing is not, you know, getting the same amount of attention as it was before. But I don't let it discourage me, because I know there will be that one song that's going to blow up and it's going to have my tag in it, all that stuff. Yeah. And it's going to be like, yeah, okay, so this is the motivation I need. And I always think that, like, you know, every time I make a beat before, way before when I was making beats and it started blowing up with, you know, like songs with my beats in it, I always thought like, yeah, every song I'm going to make is going to be a hit. But I realized that's not going to be the case. There's going to be some songs that are going to do good, and then there's going to be other songs that are not going to do good. It just really depends on like also on the production on that song. Because if you make like a mid-ass beat and someone raps over it, then you're thinking, okay, I could have made this beat better and all that. Or sometimes, you know, it could even just be the artist or whatever. But even then, it's like if you don't get like, the hit song, you just don't be discouraged for it. You just want to make another one and keep making more. You'll get that hit song. It's just going to take a bit.
It's going to take time, and you have to go through the time and learn what it feels like to not have something go not have something go viral and have something go viral, or be successful in one song and then not be successful in another song, because it shows you, okay, there's certain things in this beat. Maybe that day I wasn't feeling right.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I have, like you start questioning why the results are like that.
Yeah.
Because everything starts with you. And I think, I think Kobe Bryant was talking at an interview or something, and he was asked about what he felt about the fear of the future, or the fear of failure. And he said, I don't fear failure, because either way you're going to get a result. Either it's a good result or a negative result.
That's true.
And both are results, and you could learn from either or. Like you're going to take action and you're going to get a result.
Yeah, like every time I make a song that's produced by me, I always take that and I'm like, okay, this is good, but I want to see if I can make something even better or as good. And there's some times where, because a lot of times when I make beats, I've done it in a way where it's so proficient that it takes me like almost 30 minutes to an hour to make a beat.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be those days where I really want to make something really, really good. So I sit there for like 2 hours trying to figure out, what do I want to use? How am I going to make this beat? And I'm just sitting there working on the beat. And then I'm just thinking, okay, I got to make sure this beat is extra hard. Because if it's not, bro, then no one's going to use it. And I try to make sure that like all of my work is good enough. And, like you said, like with the Kobe Bryant quote, I don't fear failure or anything. And it's like a good narrative to stand behind, because if you are afraid of failing on anything, whether it be, music or videos, or even on like something as simple as like a math test, then you're just gonna have this mindset of, I can't do it, or no, if it's not good enough, then I don't know, because or like, oh man, if I fail this, then I'm just not good enough. And it's like, you just got to put in the right amount of time and effort into it, and it will be good enough.
Yeah, it takes the repetition of failure to become successful.
That's true.
You fail in so many different aspects just to get to the success. But if you don't fail, you can't learn. Like what I've realized is all failure is just gaps of knowledge.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you're standing on like this puzzle piece, and you don't know which floor is going to give out.
Yeah.
Right. You might step in one direction, and that might not been the wrong step, and you might fall.
Yeah.
But that's it. But instead of falling to your death, you respawn every time, because you're not going to die after your failure.
Yep. And that's the thing, right? Is when it comes to, failing at something, like you said, you're going to learn something from it. You're going to get some sort of knowledge from what you failed at. And that's going to only make you better. And that's something that I think a lot of people got to know, is that when you fail in something, you'll get better every time.
Every time. There's not one failure that I look back on and think that, why'd this have to happen to me? Like, why this shit was terrible. I never look at it but in the moment you look at it that way. In the moment when failure happens, you're like, fuck, what is this shit? Like, why can't I make this work? You're like angry, you're frustrated, you're confused, and you have all these negative thoughts and emotions because you're in that moment. But the second you step out of that moment and it's behind you, you realize, oh wait, that had to happen so I could become this person. Yeah,
basically. It's just, you had to have this thing happen for you just so you can keep going harder every time. Yeah.
And it's just the mindset of it, right? Like there's everything in life is perspective, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Everything. If you look at any situation, you could look at it through an array of lenses, right? Your car could break down and you could be pissed, you could be angry, you could look at the price and realize, fuck, I'm not going to be able to pay this, and have all these different thoughts that aren't benefiting you, right? That's a perspective to have. There's also the perspective of I'm glad I'm okay, right? That's also perspective, and you could choose whichever perspective you want in any situation. When you fail, what's the perspective? Are you gonna be down on yourself, or are you gonna learn from it? What's the perspective there? When you're successful, are you going to boast about it, or are you gonna say, okay, I understand how I got here. Now let's get a larger vision, go for something else. What's the perspective, right?
No, there's definitely people out there who, let's say artists, they blow up, and then instead of actually working more to actually become better and better, like, okay, let me spend my money on studio session time. Let me, spend more money on music equipment. They just go on Instagram flexing no cash, all that stuff. They basically saying, guys, I just got me a brand new Tesla Model X. I just got me a brand new house and stuff. And it's like, bro, it's like you flexing your money online, but you not actually, having the perspective of wanting to work harder, Yeah. Because if you had that perspective, you can make way more money than what you're already making. But no, you just choose to basically spend all that just because you blew up now, you got a record label deal, and now you just go and freely spend your money. You don't even work. Yeah.
It's called ignorance. It's called ignorance. And it's a tough thing because there's some people that just don't know because they didn't have the experience, they didn't have the information, and they have to learn through the experience.
It's also from how that person really kind of grew up in life. If they just grew up having everything handed to them, or just grew up with the mindset of like, I don't need to really work or anything, then you won't have that experience. Like, I feel like it's good for people to go and get a job like when you're young, like, 15, 16. And it's like, because you learn how to do things, you learn the ability to be proficient at something rather than just being lazy and doing nothing. Yeah. And for me, because I only had one job, and it was basically at like this pastry shop in Laguna. My mom knew the person working there, so she let me have like a little summer job there. I only worked there for 3 weeks, and I'll explain why. 3 weeks. I'll only explain why. Okay. So basically I spent that time during those 3 weeks. I was cleaning windows, I was scrubbing the toilets and stuff like that. I was cleaning floors, and the lady, she was even teaching me how to make the food, because there's food like, pasta, pesto sauce, there's lasagna, there's tiramisu, all that stuff. And she was teaching me how to actually make these foods because I didn't know how to cook that much. So she was showing me like how to make pesto sauce. She was showing me how to like cook the pasta correctly and all that stuff. And then what happened was I was just doing this for 3 weeks, and I was doing a really good job. 3 weeks later, I only got $300, and the lady replaced me with another lady who actually knew how to cook and all that stuff. So she basically replaced me for someone who actually knows how to basically make food. Yeah. Because she was saying, I can't have too many people working for me, because if I do, there's going to be too much people. It's going to be too expensive for me. So I'm going to have to replace you for someone else.
Yeah, somebody better.
I understood that. My homie made fun of me for that. He was like, bro, you got fired after 3 weeks. I'm like, bro, I just got replaced. I didn't get fired. If she fired me, she would have said, you're doing a shitty job. You need to leave. And I was like, damn, bro. Like, I just got replaced. I did a good job, though. Like, I made sure them toilets and shit was squeaky clean.
Yeah, you learn from a lot of things. And I think don't run from another thing is don't run from the failure. It's what's gonna make you successful. Yeah, exactly. It's a part of the process. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of success.
Exactly.
It comes with it. And the more you learn from it, the more you start to understand all the hiccups, all the mistakes. You start to become a better person, and that's what success is. Success is not something you go after and chase, as my favorite motivational speaker, Jim Rohn, always says. He said, success is not something you chase. It'll elude you forever, like a butterfly, Like you can never quite catch it.
Yeah, you basically just gotta keep doing it for fun. You can make it more serious, but you also gotta keep that mindset of I'm doing this for fun. And then if you do become successful off it, then you'd be like, okay, so I'm in this position. I'm successful now off of this. I didn't plan to be successful, but I did get successful off what I'm doing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not going to pay too much attention on it. I do pay attention at the fact that there is success under my name, but I want to keep focusing on the fact that I need to keep working on what I'm doing so I can keep succeeding more. And like, you know, like how we were talking before, like, you know, we started like recording all that. We were talking about how I've never met anyone who basically told me, no, I never had my downs. I've only had ups. And it's like, nah, bro, you've had your ups and downs. Anyone saying they never did is just lying.
Has never tried anything.
Exactly.
Right. It until you understand that failure and the hiccups and mistakes in life are going to propel you, it will always hold you back. And you'll be afraid to take chances. Like the biggest thing for me is Memento Mori, which in Latin means remember your death. Saying that
that's a really good quote. Or like, wait, where's that from actually?
It's a Latin saying. I'm not sure if it's it's just a saying, Memento Mori. And I heard it from Tyler Babin. He's like a photographer. He was a photographer and editor for Gary Vee. And I had him on my podcast, and he was showing me, I think I saw one of his videos, and he was showing his tattoos. He has that Memento Mori tattooed on his arm.
I feel like that meaning is like a really good one.
Yeah. And that helps me go past any obstacle, any resistance, because when you realize you're going to die, you realize you have nothing to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
There's literally nothing to lose. What can I lose if I just imagine this, like every week or so, every like few months or whenever I feel like it, I just imagine closing my eyes and never waking up.
Really?
Yeah, I do that because I need to know what that's going to be like, because there's certain fears that we have that just come up. When you're trying something new, you're going to be fearful. Yeah. It's just how it is. Like it's something in our body that makes us fearful for some reason. I don't know why. It's something bigger than me, bigger than all of us, I think. But it does that. Yeah. And the only way to battle that is with thought, in my opinion. There's no other way. There's literally no other way to battle it besides thinking a different way. And the thought that works for me a lot of the times is thinking of my death and realizing that this isn't meant forever. Like, I have a limited time here in this body, in this time, right? Like where the chances of being born are 400 trillion to 1. And you got chosen and you're here, and you weren't born 100 years ago. You
won the race.
You weren't born 100 years ago. You were born in the 21st century at that time, in that family, with these people, with this friend group, and with the internet. Like this all happens for a reason. Like I don't think it's by chance. It can't be by chance. Like this is planned. And I know that if I don't do the thing that makes me fulfilled, that this desire has to come out, then I'll regret it at my death. I'll regret it. And on your deathbed, you can't change anything. Like
exactly. And that's like something that I always think about. I always think about like, if you don't take the risk for whatever you're trying to do and whatever path you're trying to succeed in, there's a chance that you could have missed out on something big. And, because I don't know if a lot of people who are going to watch this believe in God, but I believe in God. And I do believe that God has a plan for everyone. He basically has everything written down on what you're going to do next, what you're going to say next, where you're going to go next, like what your plan is, when you're going to die, everything. And he basically has that all written down, but it's up to me on what do I do next? Because God already knows what I'm going to do next, but it's up to me on what am I going to do next. I don't know if that makes sense. But
I mean, I believe that, and it's also that, yes, you said it's up to you. That's the biggest thing. Like, yes, God might have it all planned out. God, like it might all be perfect and the future is laid out for you.
Yeah.
But if you sit down and not do anything and expect it to come for you, that's just not how it works. There's like I think I listened to Les Brown talk about it recently. He's like, if you opportunity, there's a famous quote that says opportunity will knock at your door, right? Or like it's in the Bible or something. Opportunity will knock at your door.
Yeah.
And he said it doesn't. Opportunity doesn't knock. It waits. And it's waiting for you to go after it. Like it's not going to come to you. Success doesn't come to you. Success is
basically a part of it.
Yeah.
But it's like you have to go to it.
You have to go to it. It can only be done through your effort and deciding to go out and chase it. Because this is what I believe more than anything is that what you're seeking is seeking you.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you have to seek it.
Yeah.
You have to seek it.
You have to seek it first. Or else you don't know what you're seeking for.
Yeah. It's like if you built a ship, right? If you built a magnificent ship, like a giant ship, and it's the best materials, best quality, everything is top of the line, but you don't put any crew in, you have no destination, and you send it out into the ocean. There's nowhere it's gonna go.
You would just get lost in sea and probably have the ship destroyed.
Yeah, ship destroyed. Yeah, and so that is who you are. You are perfection. That ship is perfect, and you yourself are perfect. But it takes a little more effort on your end
to actually work it.
To actually work it. Yeah, there has to be a steering, and the way you steer your life is through thought.
Yeah, and
the thoughts you seek, it's very. It determines literally every part of your life, and that's what I realized over the past like 2 or 3 years, is that my thinking has controlled every result I've gotten. Yeah. And so I don't change the action. I know the action is going to change because I changed my thought, and I started changing my thoughts, and I realized the circumstances changed because I changed the thought. Like instead of being mad that a guest doesn't show up, right? Or something happening that is out of my control, right? I allow it now. Like it's out of my control. Why should I worry about it? Yeah. So it has nothing to do with me, and we'll figure it out. Like it's a different perspective. And basically what I'm trying to say is I choose peace in every moment. Yeah. I choose to look at it as in a positive way instead of a negative way, every single thing. And that's changed every result I've gotten, because it's gotten me to a place of better creativity, better thoughts, better actions, and overall improved like the way I view the world. Like I have a better experience in life just doing it.
And it's just like on, like you said, it's like when it comes to, how on what you're thinking on, like you said, every thought that comes to your mind is on how you do it, right? Mm-hmm. And I agree with that. I think that's like a really good way to see it, because if you don't, have your own kind of like, if you don't, because here's the thing, I'm a rash thinker. I basically think of something and I just do it. I don't really think. And I basically am just like doing things without like actually thinking about like what's the stuff behind it. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to change that though, because I realize that if I get myself into a situation where it's really bad for me, then it could like my rash thinking could just like end up to be somebody
hands
bad.
You a contract, you just sign it or something like that.
$100 million? Yes, please. Oh, what's this? You want to sign me for 10 million? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And then come back and be like, oh, wait, I just sold my soul. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, yeah, I messed up. So it's kind of like, it's like not for me. I got to try to fix that like habit of having like a rash feeling, because if I still have it, then it's going to be like bigger problems in life, because every decision I make is going to be off like rash thinking. Yeah. And it's just, I can't do that, you know, because then there's going to be a lot of things that is going to be a problem with it. And when I started making music, I decided, you know, I'm going to do, I didn't even think. I was like, you know what, I'm going to try doing music for fun. And that's what I was trying to do. And I didn't really think much of it. And I was just like, yeah, I'm just going to keep doing it. And I didn't even like put it in a second thought of like, wait, how should I do this? What should I do for this? Because when
what's a plan? Like something to, what's the vision I have?
Yeah.
Why am I doing it? All that. Yeah.
Because when I was doing it, I'm gonna be real, I was just bored as hell. I was just like, I was using my laptop. It was like an old laptop, and I listened to this one beat. It was a Playboi Carti X ASAP Rocky type beat, and I listened to it, and I was like, yo, I want to make beats now. So I go on YouTube, I search up how to make beats and in whatever style, right?
Yeah.
And I would watch like hella internet money videos because they would have all these tutorials online. I didn't know how to do it because I never played an instrument. I didn't know what music theory was or anything. I still don't really know what music theory is. I just kind of like, when I be working on beats, I just do it by ear basically. And I feel like that's also really cool to have like, you know, when it comes to music, I think it's really cool if someone had like the ability to like listen to things by ear, because that means like there's some sort of talent that you should have or would have if you only listen to things by ear and realize, wait, this sounds out of note, this sounds out of key, this is not on key, this
and it might note. Be a unique in that sense, because if somebody that only, let's say most people do it by music theory, and then there's only a few people that do it by ear, but their music sounds different. Yeah. It's like a unique thing that they're creating. It's not that it sounds bad. It sounds in its own way a great sounding experience.
Yeah, because I know people that have been, you know, been around, surrounded by music for years. I was never really surrounded by music like that. If anything, I've only had like some experience with music because I was in like an elementary and the school forced us to play an instrument. So I would play the recorder. Yeah, the recorder. And then the violin in 5th grade, and then 6th grade I played the flute. And I didn't like it. I was good at the violin, but it was just I didn't like it. And then I would listen to music, and what's crazy is that like when I would listen to music on my iPhone, I had like an iPhone 4S with no data. It was only Wi-Fi. So any nearest Wi-Fi hotspot place, I'm taking it. So basically I would listen to, it's such a weird selection of music, but I was listening to people like Ed Sheeran, Bruno Mars, and Tupac.
Really?
I'm not even joking. I had this one song from Tupac on my phone that I would listen to every time I was on my scooter or my skateboard.
Was this back when you had to buy the music? Or
no, this was still on like streaming services. This was like when I was in 6th grade. And this is when like SoundCloud at that time was kind of considered as a joke. Like, oh, people with colored dreadlocks and stuff make music on there. And it's like...
Yeah, I remember though, like there was a time, I think when I was in 6th grade or something, that, or maybe even earlier, that you had to literally buy every single song, and or else you wouldn't be able to do it. But my naive ass thought like, you know, why pay for it? And I went on Google and I started looking up ways to get free music. Like this new song came out. I think Drake just released what was it, his first album or something, and I wanted to listen to it, and I went on just Google and typed in So Far Gone free download or something like that, and I landed on LimeWire.
Oh, I've heard of LimeWire before.
Dude, it's the worst fucking shit you could ever use, bro. I mean, they'll get the music. I mean, it was good for music. Like if you could download music, but at the same time, it's going to download 20 fucking viruses on your computer. Man, bro. And by the end of it, in like, I'd say 3 years, that computer, my family computer that we had, it wouldn't even turn on. You press power, it's not even going to turn on, bro.
They fucked up the computer.
So and there was also a different one for movies.
Oh, no.
I don't know if you heard of uTorrent.
I know uTorrent,
dude.
I've actually used it for certain plugins. I'm not gonna say what they are because FL Studio, you're gonna sue me. So.
Yeah, dude. Oh my. Yeah, me and my cousins would download that shit. Download movies like Kung Fu Panda or like Hunger Games or whatever on uTorrent. and we were just kids, bro. Our parents didn't know what the fuck was going on. We were just downloading movies. They're like, "Oh, you're not paying for it? Yeah, that's fine. Like, yeah, as long as it's not like money."
I remember when my dad, when I was really young, this was when like Netflix was still doing CDs.
Yeah.
And I remember my dad, every time we would want a movie, I'm like, can you get this movie from Netflix? They would get it. And then before they put it in, my dad would take it upstairs in his room, and he had this thing where it'd copy the entire movie from the disc, and then he would put it on a blank disc. In our house, we have this big folder full of discs with like the name on it.
It's so easy to do with music as well. Like and back in the day, the computer would come with a CD. What is it called? Inserter. Like
the
basically
thing that insert in the DV.
Yeah, it would come with that CD thing, and so all you would have to do is have the music, put in a blank CD, and then Windows would already have this app pre-installed, and you just like click the music and burn the CD, and it would burn it, and now you have a CD.
Yep.
And every parent, or like everybody at that time who had a car, had that right on the, what is it called, the sun visor. Everybody would have like an array of CDs like that they listen to right there.
No, that's funny though, but that's cool. Like how before it was like you had to do all this just to listen to free music. Just to listen,
bro.
Now it's like you can just download SoundCloud and listen to music whenever.
I know. YouTube, you can listen to it for free practically.
What's funny was that like when I was younger, I remember I asked my dad if he could do the same thing he did with movies for video games. I would give him like my Halo 3 game. I'm like, do you think you can like duplicate this? I want to give it to my friend. And he's like, that doesn't work like that. And I was like, are you sure? But you did it with the movies. Like, that's something different. I was like, oh man. Because I was telling my friend, I was like, bro, I can get you any game for free. I can get you GTA 5. Yeah. I can get you FIFA 13. I can get you this and that. And I go to my dad, and he's like, no, we can't do that.
We can't do it. Yeah. This is taking it too far over here.
No, but what's cool now is that movies and stuff, they're like free to watch literally on any website. Like there's this website, I'm pretty sure you know it. It's called MovieBox.
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, I literally use that website to watch all types of movies, TV shows, and everything. Yeah. Like that's how I started like watching shows like The Boys. You know the show?
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, I finally finished like the 3rd season on it. I just was watching it on like that website, and it was in pretty good quality. I'm not even gonna lie, it was good quality. I watched some of the
now there's going to be a shit ton of people on that site.
Everyone's going to be flocking on that site now. They're going to be, because the thing is that they literally release the movie as soon as it comes out. But the thing is, at first, it's like some sort of like webcam.
Yeah, somebody's recording it with the camcorder in the movie
theater. And it takes like a week or two till they actually get it in HD and actually put on there. Yeah. Like they have movies like the new Jurassic Park movie. They got like, what's it called? The Black Phone. All those movies. And it's really cool seeing that. And how much like technology has evolved to where it used to be having to copy CDs to now you can just go on any website and just watch it or listen to whatever for free.
Yeah, now the people that run the website, they do the work and just like give it out for free. And I don't even know how they make money. I don't know why they're doing it, but
they're just doing it. I think they're just doing it for free. I don't think that website makes any money. I think when it comes to websites like that, where you just basically just taking shit from online and putting it on there, you basically just doing with the incentive of like,
or they might be selling your data. That's also another thing.
That's probably another thing as well.
That's it.
Like I don't trust Pirate Bay no more, bro. That shit so sketchy for no reason. It's just you go on there and I get this weird feeling that something could happen if I download the wrong file, and I just stopped using the website completely. I used to use that back in the day because I was trying to get Minecraft for free. I think every kid was trying to do that. And I was like, I don't want to pay $27 for this game. Fuck that. Yeah. So I was going on Pirate Bay looking for it. And I saw this message on the screen. And this shit scared the fuck out of me. It said, warning, you only have 2 minutes on this website before your VPN is before your like IP is revealed to everyone. Damn. And then I saw that because I had the broad knowledge of what an IP was. I had to search it up, and it basically meant your address and stuff. And at the time, I thought it meant exactly like my home address. And in just reality, it's just basically what state you live in, and like all that stuff. It's not like pinpoint this is where
Precision,
you live at.
yeah. That's the FBI's job.
I was so scared. I turned it off and I was telling my dad, I was like, I was trying to download a game for free, but then this message came up and it said it was gonna find where I live. And my dad was just like, why are you downloading? He's like, wait, why are you trying to download a game for free? I was like, because I don't want to pay $27 for it, obviously.
Yeah. I know that back then I think our generation was the first generation to actually use the internet like as kids, right?
Yeah.
Like back we would like play games on it and shit, and it's changed a lot, like of so much. Like back before, it didn't seem that regulated.
Yeah.
It wasn't regulated at all. You could do anything on there. Go on any website, download shit. I don't think there was sales tax for Amazon for a long time either. Like people didn't figure out the internet for the first I think 15 years.
I think it's like when I went to the internet, I was like in 7th grade when I first had access to the internet, or like I would say in the sense of having
Did you have a computer class in elementary school?
I had like one of those computer classes. I mean, like in the sense where you having like data on your phone and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I've never had like data on my phone till I was in 7th grade, and that's where I had the access to do whatever I want on my phone online outside of the house.
Yeah.
And it was like, and I still remember the days where I went to these like computer classes. They're basically teaching you how to type efficiently.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, no, I'm playing cool math right now.
Pop Tropica, what is that? Penguin game.
It was
Club Penguin, all that shit, bro.
I remember that one game where it was like this little alien thing that was running. You jump and then it kind of like turns the thing.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was called. Oh my, damn.
On Cool Math.
Yeah, it was on Cool Math.
I forget what it. I forget. I know that game exactly. What
I
it's
played it
called.
all the time. I was trying to beat like I was trying
Were
to
there
see how
the walls?
far. Yeah,
Right?
the walls that turn.
Yeah.
I was trying to see like how long I can last on that game because it was so much fun playing it.
Yeah.
And what was cool is that like I feel like back then it was like. The internet was kind of more of like a brand new thing, and it's just like, I don't know, looking back at it when I was younger, I didn't really depend on the internet as much as I do now.
Mm-hmm.
Before, it was kind of like sometimes I would just go on a computer and play some Flash game on like on some random website, like some Stickman fighting game.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I was just playing on like, I was mainly just kind of like either playing outside with like Nerf guns or like these, it was like these gel shooters. It was like these what's it called? These little it's like these little balls that you put them in the water and then they expand, and they're basically
Orbeez?
like these little they're kind of like Orbeez.
Yeah.
But like they were kind of just meant to shoot it out of like a gun and stuff like that. And we would either do that, we would play tag, whatever.
Yeah.
And then if we get bored, I go inside and I play on my Nintendo DS Lite or I play on my Wii.
Yeah.
And I remember the first video game I've ever had was probably the original Xbox. My dad got it from some random dude's place, and he got it off like Craigslist, and he gave it to me and my brothers. It came with like some Star Wars game. I never played it, but and then he got us like this other game. It was called Sonic Riders. I love that game so much, bro. I literally found this game online. It was like a fan-made version where it was like completely brand new graphics, all that stuff. It was like even controller supported. I downloaded that shit on my PC and I play it every once in a while because that game was like one of the first ever games I've ever played on like an actual console or whatever.
Yeah.
And then eventually I got like a Game Boy Advance, and then I got a Nintendo DS Lite. And I was so jealous when I saw people who had like the DS with the cameras on it.
Oh, yeah.
And the DSi. And I was like, bro, why does mine have a camera on it? And I was like, I only have like the messaging thing and it doesn't even work. Like PictoChat.
Dude, the 2010s were a great time for gaming, bro.
That was true, bro.
It's not the same anymore.
There was so many cool games coming out. I remember I begged my parents to give me Halo 4 and Halo 3.
Yeah.
And then I had other games like there was like this one game. It was called Worms or something like that. It was some like random ass game where it's like a turn-based thing where you basically, I forgot the whole premise, but it was kind of like you have to like kill the other person by doing a turn-based thing as fucking worms. And it was a weird game. And I remember I had an Xbox 360 during like probably 2012 or whatever. I had a Forza Horizon, like the first game. It was the first ever Forza Horizon. And I had like a couple other like Xbox games. And I remember that the Xbox that we got, it came with Borderlands 2. my mom would never let me play it because of the cover art.
Really?
She looked at the cover art. Is like, who is this sicko? What the fuck?
Damn. Yeah, dude. That era for gaming was something else. Like I remember playing FIFA 11 and begging my parents to let me get all the FIFAs, or going out and getting Modern Warfare 2.
Dude,
like all those classic games.
You don't know.
And then,
oh, my bad.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you don't know how badly I've begged my parents to get me Call of Duty and GTA.
Yeah.
I remember the first Call of Duty I played was probably Black Ops.
Mm-hmm.
I had that, and then I got Black Ops 2, and then I found out about Modern Warfare 3, and then I started getting newer Call of Duty games, which sucks.
Yeah.
And then I got Modern Warfare 2, and those games were all really fun. And GTA 5, bro, I went into that GameStop praying that the dude doesn't say anything about the M-rated thing. Because I had to convince my mom for a week, saying, no, the game is just a shooting game. It's just that's what it is. You just kill bad guys. And we went there, and I was looking at the guy like, bro, please don't say anything. Bro. Don't say anything. And then the guy just like looks at my mom and is like, okay, well, I have to go over the game with you real quick because it is rated M for mature, and I need to make sure that you are aware that there is sex, guns, drugs. I'm
Really?
like, bro, what the fuck? Shut up. And I'm like, and then at that point, I told my mom, I was like, look, I know I didn't tell you, but please let me get the game. And after convincing, because I had to go talk to her at the car about it because she was mad at me. I remember she went back in and she bought me the game. I was like, damn, let's go. I got so lucky, bro. I was like, damn.
Yeah, GTA.
I walked out of the store and
that game was revolutionary, bro.
That was, bro. I still play it every like once in a while. I even got the game on my PlayStation 5 because there was like a deal for it. It was like $5 to get the game. Or I think it was like $5 or $10. I forgot, but they lowered the price for that game hella, and they keep putting deals.
It's an old game, bro. Like
I'm waiting for GTA 6.
GTA 6 has to come out, bro.
I heard that I saw some leaks on it. Apparently, it's gonna be in what is it, Vice City?
Oh, okay. Yeah. That'll be dope. But what's hard for them is that they made this great game, like such a revolutionary game. How are they gonna top it? That's so fucking hard. Like not only the graphics had to improve, of course, like that can be done, but like what other part of the game, like the physics of it, the storyline, the characters, there has to be something more there.
I think they're gonna do something crazy with GTA 6. I have this feeling that it's gonna be crazy. Not to mention the multiplayer. I feel like it's also gonna be crazy as well.
Yeah.
And when it comes to like GTA 6, the story, because I saw some leaks on it. Apparently, it's gonna be like the two characters. It's gonna be like a 2-character thing. It's gonna be like a kind of like a Bonnie and Clyde type of story.
Oh, okay.
And it seems pretty cool to me. It seems like it's gonna be cool. And then I'm also like, yeah, it's gonna be like in Vice City or some fictional part of like Miami.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited for that. And another thing I'm excited for is the music that they're gonna put in the radio. The GTA radio, they have some bangers in there, bro.
Dude. I heard Dr. Dre put out like he recorded a brand new album and just put it on GTA radio.
Yeah, dude, I heard about that. That shit was actually so sick. And not only that, but I also like started seeing like more modern songs showing up on GTA 5. Like Shoreline Mafia, they have their song Wings on there.
Damn.
I'm pretty sure I saw this. I don't remember, but I think there was a song from Playboi Carti on there.
Oh, really?
And I was like, dude, there's no way they getting all these artists on here.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Yeah. So imagine GTA 6. They're going to have people like Yeet. They're going to have new Drake songs on there. They're going to have like Pop Smoke. Yeah, all these people, bro. They're going to have Nipsey Hussle. Everyone, bro.
Everybody, bro. That's going to be a great game. Maybe that'll get me back into gaming because like I haven't been gaming for a long ass time.
I've been trying to game, bro. I've been trying to have fun with it. I spend most of my time working.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, bro, I just be playing this game like Multiversus like all the time.
Yeah.
Like whenever I'm not working, I just play that for like 2 or 3 rounds, get off, and just start working again. Yeah. I wish I had more time to work on stuff like that or like have fun with that type of stuff because like I said, I spend most of my time working, so I never really have time to be like playing video games, or if I do, I kind of get bored from it.
I know.
I need that one game that just really gets me hooked onto it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is for me. I don't know if it's the same for you, but I always like playing those games that are extremely popular to where everyone's playing it. Because then you got your friends playing it. You got other, you got people online that you have on your friends list playing it. Yeah,
everybody's playing it. Yeah, that's definitely a better environment to play in because you get to communicate with other people and then also have back in the day, you would go to school and then talk to your friends like, oh, shit, remember this thing that happened in the game or whatever.
I'd say one game that probably pulled this off was Fortnite. This game had everyone and their moms talking about it, bro. They were talking about, oh my God, the Fortnite dances, the characters look like this.
What made everybody go on it was it's free.
Yeah, that was another thing.
If you have it free and it's a good game and everybody's on it, like, dude.
Not to mention that, like, that one game with Ninja and Drake, that one game, it seemed like that was the okay for anyone to play video games. It doesn't matter who you are, you just play video games.
You could play, yeah.
And I thought that was cool, but now it's like that game Fortnite kind of just like declined hella. I know there was a point where people were actually getting back into the game. I think it was like some chapter 2, season 1 or whatever. It was some season like that. People were actually getting back to the game because there was no building. It was only guns. Damn. And that actually got me to want to play it again. And me and some of my friends, we would actually play it sometimes. And after that, it just kind of got boring a bit. And I was like, okay, it's not fun anymore. It's not how it used to be. Because I feel like the charm of that game was the fact that everyone on that game was kind of like new. It's like there was no like special skill gap in it. It was just everyone was new. No one really knew how to build or anything like that. It was just
nothing. Like it came out of nowhere too. I remember. Yeah, it was during high school. I think what was it, senior year or maybe even junior year for me. And nobody knew what it was. It came out of nowhere. My friends started talking about it. I go on YouTube. I find this guy Ninja. He seems to be the best guy at it. And this was back when he used to record in his basement, like with like just his bed in the back and shit. Like the way back when he didn't have any. I think he only had less than 1 million subscribers at that point.
Yeah, did you know that like Ninja was actually on like Family Feud like years ago?
Really?
Yeah, I found that out somehow. It was like a video I found online. He was actually on Family Feud, and he was it was like Family Feud, and he was basically saying how like, that he basically plays video games for like a hobby and stuff like that. And it was so weird seeing him like that, knowing that where he is today. Like I went when I came back from Italy, right, and I was in LA. We were driving in a shuttle bus. I saw his face on like a billboard somewhere in LA. I was like, what the
That's
fuck?
Crazy.
Like, imagine being that big to where your face is on billboards and everything. Like, that's crazy level of popular. And I feel like because when Fortnite first came out, I was like, at first I was like, what is this game? This game don't even look that fun. It's probably boring, this and that. And it reminded me, and the one thing that like, I think a lot of people were kind of like making fun of it for at first before everyone found out. It looked like this one game. It was like some Disney game where you get these action figures, you put it on the thing. I forgot what it was called, but the characters looked exactly the same from this one Disney game where it's just like you put these characters into this thing and it shows up in the game. And people were just bashing it for that. And then eventually everyone was like, wait a minute, this game's actually fun. I found out the game was fun and I started playing it nonstop with my friends and stuff. It was a really cool game.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun time. Like, and it got on mobile too. That expanded it.
And now you're playing Bandit.
Apple Bandit, all that shit.
That was funny.
That was a crazy time. But yeah, Ninja. Shout out to Ninja. I'm not surprised, but like I'm glad he handled everything, like the success well.
Yeah.
He didn't just stop gaming. Now he got money. You could tell he loved to game. That was his passion. And even if nobody was watching, he would still play.
Yeah. I think one thing is for sure that like his audience, even though he's still gaming and all that, I think a lot of his audience just kind of like left his content because a lot of things that I've heard about him was that he went too family friendly, because before he was kind of like that one streamer that would just speak his mind and say whatever he wanted.
He used to be explicit.
Yeah, he'd be like,
bro.
"You're dog shit, kid. Get off the game."
Yeah,
and all that.
yeah.
And it was kind of funny to see that now he's just kind of like this like person who's trying to like pander to children. He's like, do not bully people and stuff. And then there's this clip of him saying, the fuck you saying to me, little shit.
Probably for advertisers though, like that's the biggest thing.
Definitely. It's just because, you know, you get more money from that. If you pander to children, you get more money, and that's just how it is.
Yeah, it's a weird world we live in. Because
I know YouTube was trying to do that, where they're trying to make it like, at one point you got to make family friendly content, or else you won't get pushed up into the recommended section of YouTube. They kind of changed that now to where it's like, you don't have to be that family friendly, because a lot of the family friendly videos that were showing up at the time were fucking weird. You had videos like Elsa got pregnant with Spider-Man. Really? OMG. It was weird, bro. And it was on YouTube Kids as well. And it was like, damn, dude, who the fuck is watching this shit? Yeah. And I was like, oh, kids, obviously, because it's such weird content, and people...
Kids could just watch for like hours though. Like, since they get done with school and their parents just have an iPad or something, they watch on there and they just keep watching the video, and then they go to other videos. And then,
and I remember like a year ago, because I have this cousin that lives here in California, and he basically, I remember one time we went, you know, there to meet family and stuff like that. And I would see his TV's on, and he's just watching stuff like Coco Melon and stuff like that. Yeah. And it's just like, is this what kids watching nowadays, bro? Like, when I was a kid, I was watching SpongeBob. I was watching Courage the Cowardly Dog. I was watching all the great shows. Now you're watching Coco Melon.
I know, dude. The kids shows in the early 2000s, PBS Kids was on point. Yeah. Like, that was the best channel. Nick, Disney, all that, Phineas and Ferb, like, you know, you can't beat those shows, bro. Like,
best shows, bro. Best shows. Yeah. One of my favorite shows has to be either a regular show or SpongeBob in its early seasons, because SpongeBob now sucks ass.
It's still going?
Yeah, it's still going.
Didn't the creator of it pass away?
Yeah, he passed away, but it's like,
they're still
Nickelodeon. It's like they were waiting for this dude to pass away, because this man, I remember there was like this interview that he had or some where he basically said he will never make SpongeBob kind of like as a kid or whatever. And then the Nickelodeon, they made like this parody or spinoff of SpongeBob where he's a kid. And I'm like, bro, these mans are going against his wishes and shit. They just wanted him to die so they can put this shit out, like, just
so that they have all the rights now. And fuck
I feel like SpongeBob now is just fucking gross out humor. They just try to do anything to think it's funny, but it's not. I remember I went on Instagram, someone put out a clip of like this SpongeBob episode, and it's so weird because it's just like the animation and everything, and like the comedy and everything is weird.
And now the quality is too good, right?
I feel like what made SpongeBob great in the first place is that it was funny for both people who were younger and people who were older. And that's why I think so many people loved the show. That's why I loved the show. And I think the seasons between 1 through at least 3 or 4 were the best. Everything after that was fucking dog shit. And I think like what happened is just they went to the direction of just being, this fart jokes, toilet jokes, stuff like that. And
kids jokes.
I feel like if they kept it
appropriate.
I feel like if they kept it the same, I feel like it would actually still be a show that a lot of people would still watch to this day, because bro, SpongeBob has like been a staple for so many childhoods. I know people who really like, there's like probably rap songs out there who have like a SpongeBob bar in there somewhere, bro. Like, it's so
SpongeBob is probably in so many different countries too. Yeah, that kids in different countries have been watching it.
It's such an influential show, bro. Like, it's just about a square sponge and a pineapple, bro.
Dude, the creator must have been high as fuck to come up with that shit, bro.
Dude, he must have been smoking some fucking pineapple Zaza for that shit. He's like, wait a minute. Talking sponge, starfish, squid. Oh my god, bro. I know a show for this.
Krabby Patties.
Oh my
shit
god.
Like that.
Bro.
Oh my god. But that's a legendary show for sure.
For real.
Yeah, no show today, I think, competes, like no kids show competes with those shows that were in the early 2000s. That's
not only that, but also movies, bro.
Yeah,
movies were so different back then, and now it's just like they're kind of like boring as fuck now. I feel like a lot of movies from early 2000s, I feel like they're really good, but now it's like when you look at them, they seem more like kind of like I don't know the right word for it. I think it's more like I honestly don't know
the storyline or something.
No,
like
it's not that. It's kind of like the whole like marketing between a movie, like the Morbius movie. God, man, that shit was horrible, bro. I like they try to market it like this is gonna be the next like really big movie. And in fact, it got fucking clowned on by everyone. It's horrible. I feel like when it comes to movies, there are some really good movies, and then there's those like movies that no one ever talks about ever again. It's like one of those movies that you go to watch just to clown on it with your friends.
Yeah, and there I think before there used to be those bad movies, but you would watch it every now and then because it was just like it was bad but good bad.
Yeah,
you know, like there's some comedies that were that on Rotten Tomatoes it might be 20%, but you just watch it because you know it's funny. Or there's a line in there like Rush Hour, like the whole Rush Hour series. I don't know if you watched that.
No, I haven't watched it.
Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, amazing movies. I mean, that was also I think we ripped that off of uTorrent just to watch it as kids.
I remember this one movie series. It was like Final Destination. You know that one?
No, I don't think
it was basically this movie about these people that would get into like freak accidents, like out of nowhere accidents, and it's basically like those people would start like more and more of them would start dying until like there's only a couple of them left. And it's kind of like it's like in weird scenarios where someone could be like riding on a roller coaster or something, and then some pole just smashes their face and just comes right off. Damn. Like it's like one of those movies. It's I don't know. It's hard to explain because I haven't watched them again. But it's like one of those movies where if you watch it, you'll be like, "Damn, this is good." Because one of the movies I remember watching from Final Destination, it was like one of the girls, she had like these psychic powers to basically know that there's going to be a freak accident coming, but she doesn't know when or how it's going to happen. And she's just like, wait a minute, don't go there. And then that person goes there and then, you know, fucking dies or whatever.
Damn.
But it's like one of those cool movies that I remember watching. I thought it was really cool. But another movie series I thought was honestly one of my favorites probably had to be Jurassic Park. Definitely Jurassic Park. But the newest movie, I don't really like it that much. Mainly because they do the fucking hand thing all the time. Like, you know, with Chris Pratt, every time he's trying to tame a dinosaur, he's just like,
I'm like, let me try to hypnotize you with my hands.
Like, what you doing with your hands, bro? They can just bite it off.
I know.
I swear they even had like what's it called? They even had the other characters doing it as well. They just like like bro, like Chris Pratt, what the fuck, man? like
you should be fucking running for your life.
Exactly, bro. Or trying to like fight the dinosaur or something, bro. Like why are you just putting your hand in front of it?
Yeah.
Like damn. I saw that shit. I was like, bro, ain't no way they still making him do this because they had that man do that shit for like 2 other Jurassic World movies. So I'm like, why are you continuing this shit? It's like, I don't know. Yeah. It's such a weird concept, but
yeah, the first Jurassic Park is really good.
I love that movie so much.
Yeah, nowadays I'm watching a lot of the older movies, like from I'd say like 1960 to 1980. Yeah, like that range right there. I think they call it the golden age of cinema. Even I think 50s, 60s, and 70s.
I remember
that's the golden age of cinema.
I remember one movie that I was trying to figure out like if I should watch it or not. I asked my homie about it. It was this one movie. I gotta try to I think it was called Pulp Fiction or something like that.
Yeah. Pulp Fiction's a classic.
Yeah, I asked my homie. I was like, bro, should I watch that one? He's like, bro, you haven't watched it?
I know.
And I was like, no, I haven't. He's like, bro, watch Pulp Fiction. I was like, dude. All right, bet.
Quentin Tarantino, bro.
No, definitely, bro. Like that song, why did I say song? No, that movie is like, I heard it's like really good. So I want to try to give it like a watch and stuff like that and see how I feel about it. It probably is.
He's one of the him and Martin Scorsese are the only directors I watch for recent movies, or Christopher Nolan. If I see Christopher Nolan, Martin Scorsese, or Quentin Tarantino and directing anything, then I go watch the movie. And they still make movies to this day.
Yeah.
But Yeah, if it's a new movie, then I watch their movie. But other than that, I'm not. There's some movies that I go watch and see, but it's still not the same.
Yeah,
Like,
any movie from Michael Bay, I'm not watching it.
Yeah,
I hate that. I hate the fucking explosion.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
the first Transformers. I think he directed Transformers, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. That was a good movie, but
they're good, but holy shit, just tone down on the explosions, man.
Yeah.
This man probably spent millions for that shit, and it's like
the CGI.
Wow. Yeah. One show that I would have to say is probably my favorite. This is probably the opinion of like so many people, but it has to be Breaking Bad, and Better Call Saul.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Breaking Bad was something that just couldn't be topped. And I don't know why, but it's like one of those shows that I found out about it later on. Like, I found out more about it like kind of last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my homie was telling me about it, and I was checking it out. I was like, dude, this is such a good show. And I remember my homie Lil Bubblegum, he was even watching it, and I was like, okay, so I got to continue this series. I finished the series, and I realized how goated this show was.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, because I remember the show in its early seasons, like season 3, it was doing really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then out of nowhere, it started just doing crazy numbers. It started doing good. Everyone's watching it now. And I'm almost finished with the Better Call Saul series.
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally on like the last 2 episodes. I'm waiting for both of them to come out because they haven't come out yet.
Oh, okay.
Once they do, I'm binge watching it. I'm turning on airplane mode. I'm not letting anyone ruin this shit.
Yeah.
Because I've been waiting for the final 2 episodes because I was like, dude, what's going to happen? Because I have no idea what's going to happen. And I feel like that's the cool thing about those shows. I feel like,
and I think it's a good way for them not to release it all at once. Like that's how shows should be.
Yeah.
Netflix messed up with the binge watch the whole season of it.
Because I know Breaking Bad, they did like every episode coming out every week.
Yeah, every week. That's the best way to do it because you want people to go and talk about it. You want people to be excited for the next one. Okay, I'm gonna call you, and we could talk about the show afterwards and shit like that. You want that excitement. You want the build up. You want the social media build up. But when you have it all out on the platform all at once, every episode you could just watch right away.
Yeah,
there's nothing you could just find out whatever happened, and then that's it. Like that, you only get that one spike, and that's it. It falls off.
Like with the show The Boys, when I was watching it, I was like, this is a good show, but it's just I wish they had that kind of suspense where it'd be like an episode every week or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I still thought it was like a really good show, and I'm waiting for the 4th season. It said it was going to come out like 2023 or something. So it's like, damn.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to wait a bit. Now I'm going to have to rewatch like the last season again or something because like it's going to be a bit. But it was like the final episode for that season was like a really good episode. Mm-hmm. Like if you haven't watched it, bro, you got it. Okay. It's good.
Another show I watch is Rick and Morty. That's fucking
I kind of liked the Rick and Morty in the beginning, but I feel like the newer seasons are kind of just too like in a way like meta based. It's kind of just like it's basically knowing that like this happens, but they're still doing it anyway type shit. Where it's like Rick would say something like in the show like, oh, if this guy's a villain or whatever, then I'm just gonna kill everyone or whatever. It's kind of just like knowing what's going to happen before it happens, and then it does happen, and it's like, see, I told you so type shit. But
there's also sometimes where you get completely mind fucked because of what, like, you have no idea that this guy is now, or that whole time, the bad guy was Rick, or like he's putting on a mask or some shit like that. I don't even know.
But kind of was watching it around like season 1 to 3. And then
1 to 3 is the best.
After that, I kind of just stopped watching it because I was like, I'm not really feeling the show anymore. I thought it was I thought like the show was pretty good. Like there were some episodes that, like you said, they do something crazy, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, wait, like, hold on, wait a minute. Like, with like the, what's it called, Morty thing from other dimensions and stuff like that.
Other dimensions. Like,
I'm just like,
that's the reason I like the shows, because they think so outside the box that you don't even have any conception of that idea until they show it to you.
What their humor is kind of like their whole idea of it is being like smart humor. So it's kind of like you got to understand the joke fully out of the area to understand. Like, oh, okay, I see what it is.
You have to pretty much watch from the beginning, and then also have pop culture references like that. Like if you haven't watched Pulp Fiction, if you don't know who Quentin Tarantino is, if you don't listen to music that was in the 90s, or like you have to know certain things. And to the people that do know those things, it's fucking amazing, because most shows don't have that type of reference to that select detail of it.
Yeah. And one show, I would say some of the shows that I remember watching on Adult Swim when I was younger, because I'm pretty sure everyone has waited for everyone to fall asleep, goes downstairs and turns on Adult Swim. And I remember one of the shows that I used to watch was Aqua Teen Hunger Force. That show was so good. And then there was this other show that I watched as well. I'm trying to remember the name. I know there's Robot Chicken. I watched that.
Robot Chicken.
Dude, that shit was so random, bro. It was just like, it was just some random skits for like 15 minutes, but it was working so well because it was stop motion, and that's what made it really cool. But there was this other show that it was on there. I can't remember it. Oh yeah, King of the Hill. It was King of the Hill. I was watching that, and that show was like really good. I remember watching it, and I'm like, bro, like it's honestly like one of the best shows that I've watched, with like the humor and everything, the art style, everything on it was just really good.
Yeah, the storyline, all of it was perfect.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
I think, what was it? For the most part now, like I said, I watch movies and shit that are, from the 60s and 70s, because just recently I've started watching those, and I finally understood why they call it the golden age of cinema, because the acting, the storyline, and everything that goes into it is perfection. Like
that's true.
I watch like Clint Eastwood movies, from like westerns, the good, the bad, the ugly. Like it doesn't have the best quality. It's not in 4K or anything, but it's not about the quality of the image. It's about the quality,
the story and all that.
of the story, the quality of the acting.
Yeah,
they might not have the best special effects. Like it was in the 70s or 60s that they made this movie, so they didn't have all the effects. They didn't have the highest end budget, but it's not about the effects. It's not about the budget. It's about people having this idea and doing whatever it takes to make it into reality. And those movies are something special, and you don't get that type of quality anymore. Like
that's
performance.
True. One movie though that I would say was really high quality, it had to be this one movie from Clint Eastwood. It was this movie called The Mule.
Yeah,
it was.
Watched that,
that movie was like, in my opinion, I thought that was really good. Just some old man who was being used as a mule, and he didn't even know it till later on. He's like, oh shit, I'm doing some fucked
Clint
up.
Eastwood's so good, bro. Like he's still alive today, which is crazy. Like 93 years old.
Oh my god, bro, he's living his life right now. As a 93-year-old, like shit, bro.
And you see his discography of movies, you're like, damn, this guy made some crazy fucking movies.
I gotta say though, there's this one movie that I remember watching as a kid. I never understood it until I watched it recently. It was this movie Rango.
Oh yeah.
That
with
movie, with the
lizard or whatever.
Yeah, with the I forgot what they're called, like lizard or whatever.
Yeah.
But I remember I watched it.
That's a good movie too.
I watched it again, and I realized how good the movie was, and I was like, dude, this is actually like really good. I just couldn't understand it when I was younger.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for it like on some commercial that was going on when I was a kid. Like it was just coming out, and I was like, this doesn't even look good.
Yeah, I was watching it at first when I was younger, and my mind, I'm looking at it now, I was thinking, how is this a kid's film? Because it seems that a lot of the stuff in it, kids are not going to get. Because I didn't get it. I don't know if I don't know if anyone else didn't get it when they were younger, but I didn't get it when I was younger until I watched it recently. I was like, oh, so that's what he was talking about. Okay, so that's what his plan was and this and that. And I look back at it, I'm like, yeah, this movie is like really good. And I honestly liked like the last scene of the movie with like that snake dude with like the minigun on his tail.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that shit was,
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie, that shit was so sick how they had that. He just had like some Gatling gun on his like tail and all that.
Yeah.
Dude, that scene was like so good. Like it was like this final scene where the dude Rango, he goes up to him and he basically shows that like you would be able to kill him if he wanted to, and he's not scared of his ass.
Uh-huh.
And I thought that shit was so sick how they performed it. It was good.
And that whole thing was about like the water, right? Like something about water.
No more water and stuff like that, and they're basically running out of it. It turns out like the mayor of the town, he was basically he was holding it in for
he
himself.
had a dam built and whatever.
He basically was, he wasn't even giving any of it to the town. He was just keeping it for himself and stuff like that. It's money or stuff.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
It
right
definitely
there.
is.
But yeah, I now have a level of respect for all movies though, because of how much effort it takes to fucking create them.
Oh yeah, dude,
It's
there's like
so
a lot of
much
effort. It's just, and not only that, but the amount of money that they pour into this stuff in the hopes that it does good, because if it doesn't, then they basically made way less than what they actually put the money in for.
And I took a business entertainment class in 2 years ago, like I think fall semester 2 years ago, and they taught the teacher taught us about how movies make money, and the main what is it called? The main income generated is through movie theaters and movie ticket sales. In the first like month or 2-3 months of a movie being released, the whatever ticket you buy, that's the main income that is being
now
generated.
It's just streaming services.
Yeah,
you don't even
streaming
need to go to
services
the theater.
and stuff like that. But what cuts that income down a lot is the marketing for it, like the marketing expenses and the promotion you got to do to let people
All
know
that
all
stuff.
the movies coming out. It's like millions of dollars spent, and so you have to not only create the movie with a $50 million budget, you had to spend another $50 million on marketing, and so that's $100 million that hopefully you can make back through ticket sales, and streaming. And
I feel
everything.
like a movie that, in my opinion, I don't feel like they had to spend that much money on was the new Despicable Me movie. That shit got promoted because of Yeet. That shit, like the only reason why people went to watch it was because of Yeet. And I saw
that TikTok trend of wearing suits.
Oh yeah, they're wearing a suit and they have like the Minion song playing in the background. And dude, my homie asked me if I wanted to do it. I was like, bro, I'd be down. But then he watched the movie with his family instead, and he was telling me like, bro, you don't want to watch it. It's ass.
It's ass. Yeah,
I was like,
because it's too short. Like they cut it too short. Like it was a good movie. Like in general, they had cool stuff happening, but then it felt so abrupt. If they had a little more tying into like the start of Despicable Me, the first one, then it would have been great.
Yeah, and the thing is, because when I went, I was like, hold on, I gotta see if this movie's ass. I watched it, I'm like, holy shit, that shit was ass. And after watching it, I'm like, okay, so the stories felt super rushed. It just felt like that. Oh, it's just Gru as a child want to be a supervillain in this group. Turns out that they don't want him or whatever. He steals the thing that they got, and then they just basically chase after him. And then the thing is during the movie, there was like that one scene where like the minions are trying to learn like how to fight basically so they can save Gru. And that shit felt so rushed. It was like like a 2-minute montage or whatever of them just basically not knowing how to fight, and then the lady's like, all right, you're ready. Even though I'm
pretty sure they have a longer version, but maybe the studio or somebody told them you got to cut it down, this for kids or something like that, and they ruined it.
It was like an hour 30, but it felt like 50 minutes. I was like, dude, I just want to leave. It just didn't seem like that good of a movie to watch. And I know there are going to be people who are going to get mad at me saying that shit, but I just didn't fuck with the new Despicable Me movie. I don't care how many times people are saying, but Yeet and stuff. I don't care, bro.
There's a difference between that and then the actual movie itself.
Yeah, I know there's people saying it was good because of, you know, the memes, the trends, you know, wearing a suit and stuff like that. I just can't get behind it. I didn't think it was that good, personally. I felt like it could have been better. And if it was, then I would be like, yeah.
The first Despicable Me is a classic. Like, that's...
I guess, but I feel like a lot of people kind of see the studio behind Despicable Me and all these other animations like Illumination. A lot of people that I've known, they basically just see like Illumination as like a joke company because they don't really make like, you know, that good of movies. Even though Despicable Me was a classic, like the first one, I didn't think it was like the best. It sure was a classic because when I remember watching it as a kid, it was like one of those like movies where I would watch it and I thought it was funny just because it was talking minions. They don't even say an actual word, but looking back, it's kind of like, you know, yeah, it was good memories watching it, but it just wasn't a good movie. I feel like what makes this company Illumination that much money is the fact that they have children who are willing to sit there for 2 hours and watch minions talking about a banana. And that's like another thing. And it's like not even like children who are like 10 or 12. They're talking about like, I'm talking about children who are like probably 5 or 6. He said banana. But I think
the reason people watched this new one is because our generation who grew up with the first Despicable Me, you know, I don't even know when that came out, but like probably 2010-ish, like 11, maybe. 12. But then those kids at that time, now this new one came out, or like we're kind of nostalgic about that first one. You're like, might as well check this one out.
I guess that could be the case for it. I don't know. Because I kind of see it, because if you look at the other Minion movies that came out, they didn't get that many people wanting to go and actually watch it. Because if they did, they would have been generating more from people who'd be like, yo, I'm going to go see the new Minions movie. But it's like, it was more like, you know, it kind of amped up more just for the fact that, you know, there was the song built around it. It was even posted on Lyrical Lemonade, you know, Rich Minion, all that. And people were like, bro, we got to go watch this movie. Yeet's in it. And I'm like, there was no Yeet. That's another thing, bro. There was no Yeet in the movie. So therefore, that's an L.
Damn. Yeah. But yeah, speaking of Lyrical Lemonade, dude, I saw that new
the shoes? Like the shoes that they had?
Oh, no, I was going to say, I didn't know about the shoes, but I'll check that out later. But I was going to say that new music video with Central C.
Oh, I saw Doja, that one. Bro. Dude, that shit has like, what, 20 million views now?
I know.
That's crazy, bro.
I got on UK rap and Central C specifically about a year ago.
I always thought like the UK drill stuff was so ass, and then I kind of listened to it now. I'm like, actually, this is kind of cool.
It's actually fucking amazing. Yeah. I got onto it last year, and I know Central C's been around, and the UK fans have been on him for a long time. Even Dave, who's also another UK artist. I started listening to these guys probably a year ago, and now I'm like, dude, a lot of my playlist is centered around UK stuff. Like probably like 10% of it is UK artists, because I started to realize this place, the UK scene has its own vibe to it. Its own, you know, thing, a different way of making beats, or the accent has a lot to do with it too. Like the way they carry themselves and shit.
Like the cadence and
all of it. Yeah. And yeah, Central C loading that song is fucking amazing. The new one, Doja, Khabib is also amazing. Like,
and I think that's pretty cool. Like, I feel like what Lyrical Lemonade should do more, I feel like they should try to like get more like type of underground artists. I feel like he's just going for the artists that are like really popping at the moment and all that. Because if you look at Lyrical Lemonade back in 2017, all that stuff, they were getting artists that were unknown, you know, and they're basically giving them a platform to make music on there.
But I think that at that time, Cole Bennett, who runs it, he was also not successful like at his shit. Like that was when the company wasn't doing well. But like as now it's like at 15 million subscribers or whatever. And so now it transitioned to actually, you know, the mainstream artists and shit.
I remember seeing his videos with people like Young Bands. And I seen like he was super small at the time, and now he's like huge now just because of this Lyrical Lemonade videos and stuff like that. And I feel like that's what also helps it. But I feel like what Cole is doing right now, he's just going for any artist that's kind of like popping right now. Like, oh, Babytron's popular. Let's do the Emperor of the Universe song and just do that. And then, Baby Santana's popular. Let's just do him. Yeat's popular. Let's do him. Yeah. He should start doing artists that are like, they're big, but they're not like as big as them, where they're like completely blown up and everyone knows who they are. If he did that, I feel like people would see that like he's also doing underground artists who have talent. Because if that's the case, then that means, you know, you get more people checking you out and be like, okay, so he actually, you know, shows us songs that are actually good. He doesn't just do mainstream artists or artists who
and you give them an opportunity to show themselves off to the world, you know.
Yeah, but I was gonna say though, like, with the shoes that they have, I don't know if you probably haven't seen them, but there were like these Nike collabs that they did, like Air Force One collabs with Lyrical Lemonade. They have like the little tag on the bottom of the shoe, and like the Nike symbols like yellow. Is honestly pretty cool. I might have to get a pair, but I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen the shoes, but they're probably dope. Like,
they're fine.
I seen their studio, like I forget what, I don't even know if they have it called anything, but like their office space and shit. It's like they have a basketball court in there. They
That's so fire,
different
bro.
Shit. Yeah.
You gotta work and also have fun doing it, bro.
Have fun, yeah.
That's the thing. I feel like that's also something with like that. The Mr. Beast, bro. Like I saw this video of his warehouse where he shoots his videos.
Yeah, I think I saw that. Yeah, I saw that too.
It was like, it looks so cool because like they do work, but they also have fun doing it.
They have fun, yeah.
And that's crazy.
You have to have fun, and when you're doing it, or else if it feels only like work, then you won't. Then you'll look at the clock and think, oh, okay, I got 2 more hours. Yeah, and like you never want it to feel that way.
Yeah, like you're working at minimum wage or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I just want to get off.
Dude, I never look at the time for any work I do. Like anything I do, I never say I have 2 hours to do this, or I how long have I been working at it. Like there's some times where I literally like skip lunch, or like or I forget to go to the bathroom because I'm so focused on the work and I'm just obsessed with it. Yeah, that it nothing else matters.
No, I feel that.
Then my mom starts yelling at me like, you've been in the room all day and fucking. But I'm just so obsessed. Like for her, the time she thinks the time it's been so long, but for me, it only feels like 15 minutes pass by because I'm so
I know that feeling where I'm just working hard on like my beats, and then my mom's like, it's actually like 1 o'clock in the morning right now. I was like 1 a.m. I thought it was still 10.
Yeah.
I thought it was still 10 p.m. Yeah. What? And I'm like, damn, bro. Time goes by fast when you just hustling, bro.
When you're just hustling and you have that drive to get it done. There's something about having a vision and then the action that's going to get you there.
Yeah.
And now it's just nothing's going to stop you.
Yeah, like ever since I finished high school, bro, I just have all the time in the world just to work on my stuff. You know, I don't feel discouraged at all when I work because I know I ain't got to go to school anymore. And I made this decision in my mind and I thought long and hard about it. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to college. I'm going to continue doing the music thing because it's working out right now. It's doing pretty good. And I don't see it as a need for me to go to college and stress myself out even more because I'll be going to college and just kind of like stressing myself over exams, homework, stuff like that. Because I'm going to be honest, bro, I don't feel like college is built for me. I feel like that if I go to college, I'll be way worse off than if I didn't go to college.
Yeah, that's definitely... For a lot of people, they feel that way because there are certain people that know what they want in life.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you know that this is the path I'm going to take and nothing is going to get me off of this, then go after it. Like this is the time actually to do it at this young age, that like, 16, 17, 18 to 30 years old, like that range is the best time to take risks.
Yeah, like I know all of my homies like Lil Bubblegum, Lato, and my homies that are producers like OK Jamel, Nate Goyard, those people. Like they all, I don't think any of them have gone or are going to college because it's kind of like they already know what they want to do and they just want to continue doing it. Why have something in a way stressing you out doing it? Not to mention that the thing that you're doing is working out for you. So there would be no need to go to college and just have all this more stress put onto you. Because if I were to just, because I finished high school, I have all this weight lifted off my shoulders. I feel free now.
Yeah.
Imagine how it would feel at the end of August. I'm going back to school. Boom, that weight is now put back up on me again. It's like it just kind of circled around for a bit and then boom, it's back on my shoulders again. I have to carry that shit for another like 2 to 4 years, depending if I want to go to a university or not. And I just can't deal with that. So
yeah, it's a choice, and I think everybody has to make that on their own on whether or not they feel it's right for them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I think in the next, I'd say 10 years, people are really going to question the value of college.
That's true. I feel like people are still questioning it to this day, because if you look at colleges, bro, it's just people just see it as school 2.0, where it's just like you're just going there just to learn stuff that you probably might not even want to use or have any type of knowing for in the future. Like I know my dad, he basically went to college, studied to be an engineer, but he didn't turn out to be an engineer. He's working at like, skincare, companies and stuff like that. So it's like, I'm thinking to myself, you go to college, you want to be an engineer, but you don't turn out to be an engineer. I see it as like college is basically just one of those things where it sets you up for false promises, where it's like, yeah, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer. You end up working at a 9-to-5 job that you don't want to work at. And it's kind of like, yeah, that kind of basically set me up for a whole lie of promises saying you're going to be a doctor, this and that, even if you start working and studying hard enough for it. But that's just my opinion about it. But I don't know, because, I'm not in college right now, so I can't really say on the experience of other people. I could be wrong, but that's just how I feel about it. But you're right, though, because people are questioning it, considering that, there's the internet and you can basically make money on the internet. I've
learn anything on the internet.
I've seen so many people make hella money just on the internet, whether they're investing in stocks, they're doing music, they're trying to do drop shipping as their thing. They make hella money. And I'm like, bro, it's like when you learn this stuff online, what's the point of college?
I think, it's for some people, but at the same time, it's not for everyone.
That's true, because I know there's people who want to go to college. Like one of my close homies that I've been friends with for like literally almost 15 years now. Yeah. He was telling me that he's going to go to college for like a year or two and basically just, go there. It's like this community college. It's like pretty close by. It's like, I think in Irvine or something like that. Yeah. So he's basically just going there for like a year or two or whatever. And basically, I don't know if he's going to come back and basically, be done with college, or is he going to go to university instead? Okay. So, and like you said, college obviously is not for everyone, but there is also there's part of people who want to go there.
Yeah, if you want to be a lawyer, doctor, shit like that, it requires a degree. But for the most part, if you want to do something on the creative side or business related, it doesn't have to go through college, but it's a good experience, but it's not for everybody. And to those who know that, it's not for them, the only thing is you should know what you should know what you want, or try to figure out what you want. Because without anything, like if you're just lost in life and have no direction, no purpose, and you have nothing going on, that's the worst.
Yeah, I be telling my brother this, like, because, I be telling my brother, like, you got to know in the future, like, what you want to do, whether you want to go to college or not go to college. If you decide not to go to college, you got to know what you want to do. Yeah. If you're not going to college, you don't want to be not going to college and have no plan at all, because then you'll just fail and you'll land on your back. If you go to college, then you have a plan sorted out. And if you're in college, you might even decide halfway you don't even want to be what you wanted or what you said you wanted to be. And instead you spend those years in college working on whatever you wanted to do, whether it's be a
this is the time to figure it out, basically, is this young age.
Or even sooner.
Yeah, even sooner. Yeah.
When I found out I wanted to be a producer, I was like 14, and I was like, I want to be a producer.
Yeah.
And my mom was saying, this is probably just a phase you're going in. Because I would always have those phases where I'm saying something like, I want to do this, I want to do that.
Yeah.
But then I don't actually go through with it. This producing thing was different for me. I had a different feeling about it because when I was younger, I wanted to be a video game designer. I realized that you needed a degree for that and you need to be good with math and stuff like that.
Like coding and all that. Yeah.
I'm not good with any of that. So I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. So I got to figure out something else I wanted to do. And music came to mind and I was like, why not do music? So I tried that and it just worked out for me. I still have a long way to go, but as of right now in this moment, it's working out for me. So I think that's good for me.
What helped me was I found Gary V's profile when I was 15 years old.
Really?
Yeah, 15 years old, and I'm 21 right now. But
damn,
yeah, I found him way back. I forget what year that is. 2016, I believe. Yeah, 2016.
Yeah,
I found his profile, and I started listening to his videos. And one of the main things he said in that time was, "Do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. You know, do something that you enjoy and you'll be happy and you'll be fulfilled." And that stuck with me forever, and it continues to stick with me because the reason I do anything is because I love to do it, not because the result. I never look at how much money I'm going to make or is this going to benefit me in like success wise, fame or any of that shit. Like, do I enjoy it? That's the first check that I do is, do I enjoy the process? Yeah. And if it doesn't check, then I don't do it.
That's something I've been struggling about for like probably early of this year. In the beginning of this year, I'd say this is something I kind of struggled with because at first I was thinking, well, what if I don't make enough money? Then I have to get a job. I don't even know if, I'm going to be able to survive on my own with this and that. And I kept worrying, and my dad would always tell me, like, don't worry about that. Just keep doing what you're doing. The success will follow behind you. And I realized that now, and I finally came to peace with that, realizing that I don't have to worry about that stuff right now. All I got to do is just keep making music and just keep doing my thing. The money will come in, but the money will come in eventually. The success will come in eventually. But what I just got to do right now is just keep working on my own stuff and just keep doing
enjoy the process. Like, enjoy even the times where you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you're on the fence, where it's, it's the bottom of the ninth inning. You have to hit a home run to survive. Yeah. Right. Like that you got to experience those moments as well. And when you're in the lows, it's going to make you it's going to bring you to a place where something else is going to come inside. Something else is going to come from you. Like a different version of yourself is going to come to formation, because there's something about being pressured, right? Like when you don't have all the resources in the world, and you don't have all the money in the world, and you have this dream, this idea, this desire to go out and do something, and you don't know how to do it. That pressure is what's going to get you there, because you don't know how much you can change. You don't know how different of a person you can become until you're forced to do it. Like, when you have no other option except to change, you will change.
That's
true. That I've experienced that many times, where there have been certain things that happened to me, and I was like, okay, I could either stop right here, but I want this dream. This dream is calling my name. This thing that I want is right here. Yeah. I want it so bad.
That's how I be, bro.
And then there's all these circumstances and these situations that life puts you in, and you realize one day that it was put there for a reason, because if it wasn't put there, you wouldn't even get the dream. Yeah. The obstacles are like, what was it? There's a great quote that says, every obstacle you have in life, every problem you have in life is perfectly disguised as opportunities placed specifically for you to go and discover. And when you live life through that lens, and realize that the problems aren't really your problems.
Mm-hmm.
They're opportunities that you have to learn from. You have to fail a few times here and then learn from that. You got to succeed here and learn from that.
Yeah.
You have to mess up hundreds of times and learn from it. And then eventually you'll meet somebody here that you thought was somebody that didn't matter, right? But then a year goes by, this person now gives you a connection to this person, and now you have a network of people, and like that things just happen.
Yeah.
And you realize in the long run that it all had to be that specific way. And then eventually you realize you're living your dream.
Yeah. And I remember my dad, he would always tell me when it comes to like stuff happening in life, he would always tell me, he's like, don't see this as like a downside. You always want to keep your head up and keep pushing forward, because at the end, it will work out. You don't want to just see something happening that's not in your favor, it's not in your way, and you just don't know what to do. So you basically just, you're going to give up? No, you want to keep going, and you want to make sure that whatever it is that you're doing, you'll seek it till the end. Doesn't matter what's in the way. And basically, it's just kind of like how if, with my music, if there's some sort of obstacle, like you said, where it's like, if it's in the way and it just doesn't
any
help
resistance, anything, right?
Yeah.
Any problem.
Basically.
You got to just push through it, because for me, what gets me to that state of like literally nothing can stop me, like unstoppable fucking, I'll do whatever it takes, like I literally die for this state of mind, is purpose. I put a why to everything I do,
because you need like a purpose for what you're doing, because if you don't have a purpose, then you're just doing it for no reason, basically.
Like I think, who said this? Jim Rohn, I think, said it. He said, if you could put a why to any, you could, if you find a big enough why, the how is not a problem. Yeah. That's what he said. And I think that's true. And everybody has to have their own list of whys. I think you should have like at least 5 reasons, like 5 strong reasons that why you should go after this goal. Yeah. Because that's what's going to pull you through. Because there's going to be times, I guarantee it, there's going to be times where you're going to be flat on your back, not knowing what to do, thinking it's all over for you. Yeah. And
I've had those times before.
You're going to be crying. You're going to be depressed. You're going to be filled with anxiety. And those reasons will pull you. The reasons of, why am I going to do this? Why go after that dream? Why do it? And for me, it's like, for my family, for my happiness, for me being able to not regret my life at the end of it, Memento Mori. Why? Like these are reminders. Your whys should be your reminders, and everybody could build their own list. And that's what's really going to pull you. Yeah. It's not the money. Like the destination is not what's important. Yeah. It's not the getting there is nothing, but the journey to get there, that's what's important. And you having certain thoughts that you replay in your mind, like something happens to you. Let's say somebody steals, $10,000 from you. That could definitely hurt you. And now you might think that, your business is over.
My life's over, all that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's $10,000. Fuck. How am I going to get that back? And instead you could just make a commitment, like this happened to me. But the dream is the purpose for my dream is much bigger than not pursuing it. You know?
If you just look at it like that, then it's just, you won't see the real reason into why you're doing what you're doing, and then all that stuff happens. Because when I see it, right, it's just when something bad happens, right, and then you feel depressed and everything, you got to understand the reason to why that you're doing the thing that you're doing, and that you shouldn't feel that way. You should feel way more happy. You should feel happy into what you're doing. You should feel good that you're doing the thing that you're doing. instead of, like you said, getting anxiety, depressed, feeling sad, crying, and all that. Because when something like that, something happens to where it doesn't work your way and then it just ends up falling and failing for you, it's kind of like you gotta see the reason into why, like you said, why you're doing the thing that you're doing.
Those whys like are gonna get you through the obstacles, because without seeing it, I don't know how a person can go through it. Like you'll the first obstacle you face, you'll bend down and like you'll get thrown off your direction. Yeah, exactly. You'll think that you'll start overthinking and then lose track of what you're really after. Right. There's something weird about this universe and this life, that when you go after it with a certain type of tenacity, a determination after this certain goal or this objective, there is literally there, you get to a point where there's literally nothing that can stop you. That's true. And that is when you get there. Like that's the moment that you get it. When you believe in it that much that there's literally nothing. Yeah, that's true. And that place is where I like to be. Like that state of mind. Same. There's nothing that can stop you. It's like a creative haven where all the best creative ideas start flowing. You're like, oh wait, I had this problem, but now, oh wait, this solution came into my mind. Of, okay, I needed to talk to this person. Okay, I need to set this up and let me go on YouTube. This video. Oh, this is the perfect video that I needed to watch to gain the knowledge. And then now it seems easy. Like, fuck, bro. It's a big process. It's a process that I wouldn't trade for anything. Like, I'm glad the universe is designed this way, where you have to go through journeys and it's not just handed to you. Like, imagine everything you wanted, you could think of, and it's here. Yeah, that there'd just be no challenge. There's nothing to work hard for, because if you just have everything handed to you, then it's just like you're just sitting there wondering what's the point anyways, because you're not earning or getting anything in reward. It's kind of like the same with kids who are born in very rich families, and those families just give that kid whatever he wants. It's like, then what's the point of even trying to earn anything if you can just have it handed to you? What's the point of asking? What's the point of trying to, save enough money so you can get that, let's say, new designer shirt that you've always wanted, right? You can just get that shit handed to you. What's the point of trying to save up so you can get music equipment to do your own thing when you can get it handed to you? And be like, what's the point of getting all this equipment to do like podcasts or whatever if you can just get it handed to you? There would be no point, it doesn't give you the hunger. It doesn't give you the hunger to keep moving forward and keep pushing forward. It just doesn't, because there's like different levels of achievement, and you could go to any level, and the levels you get to pick. Like, you get to decide what you want. Like, this universe is unlimited, basically. Like, you could pick, where do you want to go? How much money do you want to have? Where do you want to live? Like, all these things you could decide and go after, and then that's your objective. That's your plan. And I think that's our gift, is being able to choose, because no other animal that I know of can do that. Not, there's only human beings have the capacity to think and be able to choose the destination. That's why we're the smartest creatures on this planet. And there Jim Rohn also, you'll probably like this story, or this idea. He said, yes, we have this ability of choice, but every other life form on Earth besides human beings strive to the max. Every other life form. A tree grows as high as it possibly can. It grows as many leaves as it possibly can. It digs its roots as deep as it possibly can. You've never heard a tree growing half as high as it could. Trees don't grow half. They grow all the way. It's going to grow as high as it possibly can. And, a cheetah runs as fast as it possibly can. Any animal strives to the max, because that's what's inside its genetic code. Its instinct is to be as much as it possibly can. But only human beings. Human beings. What's the potential of a human being?
Yeah.
What's the potential? It's unlimited.
Yeah, it's like just unlimited. It's like we don't know that potential until we actually figure it out.
What is the max for a human being? Exactly. But only human beings don't strive to the max because we have the dignity of choice. We don't have to strive to the max to be alive.
Yep.
There's a minimum that you have to do, but you could go much more than that. There's a much further thing that you can limit. Become. There's a lot more that you don't even know now that you can become, but it's there for you. It's there.
Definitely.
The knowledge is there. The ideas are there. The skills are there. It's waiting for you. The opportunity is not going to knock at your door. You have to go out and seek it.
Yep.
And I think that's a good way to wrap it up.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, though, bro.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you for having me on here, bro.
Yeah.
My first ever podcast.
First ever podcast. How long was it, bro? How long?
I have no idea.
2 hours and 14 minutes, bro.
Damn, bro. We went at it.
Yeah, this shit actually ended at 58 minutes, I think.
Really? Oh, man. Damn.
Okay, this thing.
Wait, that shit ended at 58.
Here, let's wrap it up. Yeah, this camera, for some reason, hopefully it recorded most of it.
I hope so.
But yeah, let's wrap this up. This is a long ass episode, 2 hours and 15 minutes. This was fun though. But yeah, thank you again for coming by.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And yeah, thank you everybody for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Peace.